So it is now time to dive in and unlock the Kraken pool and be able to catch a Kraken, which is the biggest highlight of the Atlantis update and the one that is going to get everyone ready to go, because this, alongside with all the new rods you can get, is also the Kraken rod, which when you gain access to the Kraken pool, you can then get the Kraken rod. So we're going to be going over all the different puzzle wheels that you need to press and which ones need to be pressed in this sequence and the pictures that are needed for them. So if you haven't already, subscribe and enable post notification ring at the bottom, make it go ding. And in this video, you will be able to unlock the Kraken pool, catch the Kraken, and I will be going over everything you need to know about the new Kraken and the new rod and how it may prove to be a benefit to you. So right away, we just went to the Ethereal Abyss puzzle. So once you complete that, if you need a guide on how to complete the Ethereal Abyss puzzle, we have that up on the channel. And then we're going to go to the fireball here on this puzzle, and that is going to be the one you press on this one after completing this one. Now, these are very easy. These wheel puzzles, whenever you walk up to them, they tell you what, like an essence of what it is you need to line up the image with. So at first glimpse, they do look intimidating, but they're really not. They're common sense. Most of you guys will probably be able to get these wheel puzzles fairly easy. So anyways, starting us off with this one though, the fireball. After you complete the Ethereal Abyss puzzle, that's the first one on the checklist. Now, right below where you spawn in Atlantis is the gates that open after you complete these wheel puzzles, and after you complete and activate all the corresponding ones, it will open up the gate, and then you will have another gate that you open, and then you go down into the Kraken pool, and that's where you can get the Kraken rod and also catch the Kraken. Now, how and when does the Kraken spawn? Well, it's just like a Megalodon event. It spawns randomly depending on the day. It's a random event that can occur and happen. You can use sundial totems to speed up this process, so you might get a Kraken event. That is also a possibility, so a lot of you guys might aim to be doing that, which is a useful, helpful thing as well. But this thing is not to be played with. It is an incredible thing to catch. Now, right here, we are going down below here, and I will show you guys what I'm talking about. There are like 4 lights that need to be activated in order for this gate to open, right? We activated one, and now we got to go activate the other puzzle wheels. So each of the little trials or puzzles you have to complete usually have a wheel behind the doors, and the one for the Zeus trial is just after you complete that, up at the top where you find the Zeus rod, you will be able to find the puzzle piece there. And I'm very briefly going to talk about how to complete these puzzles from a verbal standpoint, and you guys will see me do it as well, and hopefully I don't miss any in this video. But so let's start with that, okay? The Ethereal Abyss was the orange fireball, the red fireball thing. Now, for the Zeus trial is going to be the purple moon that you're going to pick. It's just a simple purple moon, which right now we're heading to the Poseidon Temple, and that is going to be the black scythe, okay? So as we're heading to the Poseidon Temple, it is right behind the statue. Once you dive in, you don't have to go to the actual temple place where you get Poseidon's rod. It's just right down here behind here. So I guess this could help if you're kind of forgetting one. Maybe you forgot one of the wheels you need to activate. You can be like, oh my god, I forgot that one. I know where it is now. I can go back to it. So right here, and this one's going to be the black scythe. So yeah, you're just going to, it's a little tricky swimming and trying to get these lined up correctly, but you're going to come down here, and then this one's going to be the black scythe, and that's going to activate another one. Just as simple as that, right? So also there is the Sunken Depths one, which we cannot forget about, which is the blue harp that needs to be activated for that one. And then once you open all that and you get down to the final gate that you have to open going to the Kraken pool, it's going to be the red spear, right? So pretty easy. Now let's talk about the Kraken rod just a little bit. Let's touch on that just very quickly as well. The Kraken rod costs 1.3 million, and it is a very pricey rod, just like everything else in this update. The rods are usually over $1 million, other than like that one rod that's only like 100,000. So weird. The price difference in rods in this update is actually insane. When I think about it, I'm like, dang. Now for players that are like level 1000 and, they got the no life rod and they're able to just farm money and just, it's probably not a big deal. I guess that's why the rods cost so much, because there's so many high advanced players. Here's the Sunken Trial. We're going there now to activate that. Now, remember, just to touch very quickly, the Sunken Trial one is the blue heart, I believe, on this one that we have to press. But yeah, so I guess these rods are increasing in price because players are becoming more veteran. They got more money at their disposal, and it kind of is balanced in that regard. But for new players, players under level 500 perhaps, these rods are going to be insanely expensive. You know, and I thought getting the Heavens rod was the end all, right? Well, first off, I remember thinking to myself, I was like, once I get the Rod of the Depths, I'm okay. I got the Rod of the Depths, and I was like, I need to get the Heavens Rod. Now that I have the Heavens Rod, I'm like, I need the Poseidon Rod. Now that I have the Poseidon Rod, I'm like, I want to get the Kraken Rod, you know, because it is just so good. So, yeah, you will be able to purchase the Kraken Rod once you get access to the Kraken pool. Now, as you guys can see, we just activated that clock wheel there, meaning that I believe we only have one more to activate, and that is the Zeus Trial one that I was talking about, which will be a purple moon. Now, once we go there and activate the purple moon, that will mean that first gate where we were earlier will completely be open now. Now, there is cases and scenarios where people are having this glitch up. It's not working, apparently. If this is your case, maybe leave the server, go back and try this again. Although I believe every server you go into, you have to activate these again, and I actually believe they might be time sensitive because I've been in a server before, right? And while I was in the server, it reset me. So that could be a case too, and something to kind of take note on, that you might get reset. The Kraken is an exotic fish, so that's going to be your exotic there, and I think the best bait for the Kraken, if you're curious, so you already know going into it, I think the best bait for the Kraken is going to be the truffle worm. Like I said, these things only sell for like 18,000. So if you're wondering how much the Kraken sells for, it's usually about 18,000. That's how much you can kind of estimate you're going to get value from it. I think it gives you about 10,000 XP upon catching it. So yeah, it really depends on the size of your Kraken. Obviously, you'll get a lot of like text whenever you go to catch it, like the Kraken itself, Master of the Depths, Reality Shatters, you know, stuff like that. So this is going to be definitely an awesome fish for people to have, and I think getting the mutations on the Kraken is going to be what's even more crazy and sets us apart even more, right? I mean, getting a heavenly mutated Kraken or a quantum, you know, there's so many different mutations that are going to make the Kraken just look so cool, right? And this is obviously going to change the value of the Kraken. So you can kind of imagine if you catch like some heavenly Krakens, like those are going to sell for a pretty penny actually. So I mean, that's all stuff to consider. Obviously the Kraken ain't going to be a peak money making method, but it is going to be something cool once the event starts and to go and catch one. And I think that, you know, just keeping an eye out for the event. It's going to be the new Megalodon event. Every time there's like a possibility of it, you know, being there and able to catch, everybody's going to rush and try to catch it, right? But it's just, honestly, you have to do so much to unlock it, right? Like you have to do so much to unlock the Kraken. It gets kind of crazy, if I'm being honest. So once we have completed everything now, we can go back down to the bottom. So as we're scrolling back down, you will see this first gate is opened, and now we have this other gate right there. It's like a red gate. Now, that means there's one more puzzle that you have to activate in order to get this one, and it is the red spear over to the left there. So that is going to be the one that you need in order to activate and open this final gate. And once you do that, it's all easy selling from here. So this is much just like the others. You just have to line it up to the right one. So we're going to go ahead and press that there and then press the middle. My friend was having an issue, maybe perhaps a glitch like I was talking about, that can happen there sometimes. But once you do that, you will open this up, and then you will be able to go down through, it's not too difficult to get to the actual pool itself. Other players won't be able to come in here though if they have not also activated and opened everything else up in Atlantis. So now once we are in here, we are now at the Kraken pool, and this is the glory place right here. So once we're in here, there is various spots around, but the Kraken will usually spawn right here in this pool. And whenever there's an event, and you can aim to catch it, just like the Megalodon event. It's almost identical to the Megalodon event in that sense. And then over there, you can kind of see it a little bit from here. We'll have to get up here to get over there and see it. But there will be the Kraken rod and like a little NPC that says some rather scary stuff, honestly. But yeah, there's the NPC there. And you will be able to get your Kraken rod and then fish for the Kraken. So, yeah, guys, that's the full rundown on how to get the Kraken rod in Fish and also get access to the Kraken. Hopefully these guides throughout the course of the day helped you. If there's any other guides I'm thinking, I do need to do a rod tier list so you guys know the best rods out so far. So we will be working on that. I don't know if I'll get that out today. It might be tomorrow because there's a lot of different rods, and I've mainly just experienced with the Poseidon rod so far, which is definitely up there on the list. It's a good rod. So I'm definitely going to have to get my hands on other rods, hear from other people and friends on what rods they believe are the best, and compile together a good tier list for you guys. So that will be coming. Love you guys so much. We'll see you guys in the next one.